On Nationwide this evening, we spend time with the Frank and Walters, winners of the 2023 Cork Person of the Year. In a musical ode to Cork, the band take us on a personal tour of the city and reflect on their career over the years and on the city by the Lee, which influenced them and their music. Here I am in the centre of Cork City with Paul Lenihan and Ashley Keating, two members of the renowned Frank and Walters. An amazing Cork band who have been in the public eye for more years than they care to remember. Winners of the 2023 Cork Person of the Year.
Frank and Walters, Paul Lenihan, Ash Keating, Rory Murphy and Cian Corbett.
We love writing music and performing live. It's our life, you know, we just absolutely love it, and to get an award for it is just, it's a bit too much, to be honest.
I want to ask you, Ashley, where did the name, the Frank and Walters, come from?
It's two people we grew up with. One was Frank, and oddly enough, the other one was Walter. And they were a bit eccentric. And you know, when you're in a kid's gang or whatever, or a group, I shouldn't say gang, probably, and you have your own vocabulary. Well, when we ever saw someone acting strangely, we call them, oh, he's a bit of a Frank and Walter, or she's a bit of a Frank and Walter. And then when it came to naming the band, it just seemed right to do it, and it stuck.
You are synonymous in many people's minds with Cork. It's part of who you are. And this city, these streets are also important to your work. And tell us a little bit about some of the collaborations. I'm thinking of the one involving Cillian Murphy.
We met him in the Opera House one night. He told us that he was a bit of a fan. And I had this song, Stages, and there was a talking bit in the middle of it. And I was doing it myself, but I just thought, like, he might be perfect for it. I asked him, and he said, look, if I like the song, I'll do it.
So you shot that here?
Yeah.
You begin to understand people, you begin to understand fear and greed and lust for power and ignorance and the pull of he who shouts the loudest. And then you can start to forgive. Perhaps we are living in a different day. A day I have lived in the past or will live again in the future. And you'll never find out what it's like.
We were absolutely honoured that he did it.
It was great that we could help out with his career, you know.
Well, you know, he needed it, poor fella. What are the places along here that spark memories for you?
On one of the streets over here, there was a shop called Trains, Boats and Planes.
Yes.
And that's what we named our first album. It used to be where the Cork art supply shop is now.
When you talk about Trains, Boats and Planes, what are the big songs from that album?
Obviously, After All, Train Spotters, Daisy Chain, This Is Not a Song.
There's so many iconic songs from the Frank and Walters there, like in that first album.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
We have a song on our second album, which is called Little Dolls. I started it in my parents' house in Bishopstown, and it was around 10 o'clock at night, and I needed to scream and, you know, shout out the song, but my parents were asleep, and I felt like the song was in me. So I decided, I cycled into the Unitarian Church, and I basically finished the song in the church. It was around midnight, but I mean, I was afraid of my life. It's a spooky place to be. That's where I actually finished the song.
It was quite a big space, and trying to find a big rehearsal space in the city was pretty much impossible. And the factory was really old too. I think it's from the early 1600s.
No Disco dropped into their rehearsal room this week for a friendly chat.
My ambition is like just to try and write brilliant songs, do you know what I mean? And like whether the success comes or not, like, well, it's handy, like if the success comes, you know, but if it doesn't, well, it's a bit sad, like, but, you know, our main buzz is from like when a song comes right, you know, we do a song like that we're very happy with. That there's nothing would beat that, you know.
It's still amazing, like, to get a chance to go up on stage and play your songs to people, you know what I mean? The fact that we're allowed doing that that we're allowed to do that alone, like, it's like, you know, an amazing thing for us.
They obviously put a plaque up to us here saying that Frank and Walters recorded their second album, Grand Parade, in here, but it was so popular among Frank's fans that they keep robbing it. But they've left Edward Hinks there. No one seems to be interested in that poor fella. Just walking up there to a place called the Grand Parade.
Our second album is called The Grand Parade, and there's a song on it called Tony Cochran, and a local artist done this. It was the perfect thing, because the song Wish I Was Tony Cochran is probably, that's the one that mentions the Grand Parade on it. We were just honoured that he did it, like, and it was left there, which was great.
And it was nice that we were able to give Taylor Swift a little nod as well, you know what I mean?
Just how hard was it to achieve your own sound, your own voice?
I think the subject matter, what we used to write about, it was so personal, and it was about people we knew. Like, it was, especially the early songs, nothing was ever made up. All the songs and lyrics were very honest and very real. You know, it was about where we were from, who we were meeting, the streets where we go. And I think that just resonated with people, so our sound just happened.
You had then, and you continue to have, a very distinctive kind of dress style.
Fashion crisis hits New York.
Yeah.
Orange seemed to be the colour of choice.
Yeah.
Where did that idea come from, lads?
Well, basically, we knew that as a band you had to have an image. We seen the Beatles, like, they had matching outfits, so we wanted to do something similar. And I actually, you probably can't see it in the picture, I used to have a Beatles haircut. My mother used to cut my hair with a bowl. She used to put a bowl on top of my head, and that was the best way that you could get the bowl haircut.
We cannot go any further without talking about your hair, Ashley.
I had been in the Navy previously, where I sat for like essentially a shaved head. So when I left the Navy, I just let it grow. That's how it got so mad.
We kind of find that, like, that when you wear a uniform, it empowers you. You can step out of it, then you're back to yourself.
You're performing in as one, as opposed to individuals.
Here, Anne, is the shop where we bought our trousers back in the early 90s.
Okay.
This shop is called Leader.
There's the man himself, Patrick. Do you remember us?
I do indeed.
How are you doing?
This is Anne.
Hello,
Nice to meet
Patrick.
you.
Yeah.
Do you remember them?
I do remember them. I remember giving you some of those to try on.
That's right, yeah.
We'll take 4 of them now. If you still have
Collector's
them.
items.
If you still have them. You had the foresight to...
With the foresight to know to turn a shilling.
There'll be a band walk in here now in a few years, and they'll love these.
Making a statement.
The white cards are all.
Lads, I think you're actually shopping now.
We actually are.
I think you're actually shopping.
I tried to buy trousers there, but they didn't have the size.
Just what was Henry's and how important was it as a venue?
We did our first headline gig there in 1992 ourselves, and then like we were headlining on and off for a few years until it closed down.
Like, I mean, Nirvana played there as well, you know, and there's a lot of bands like Sonic Youth. There's an awful lot of, you know, really good bands play there over the years.
But it had a magic, you know, certain venues have a magic, like you just walk in and you know that something magic is going to happen here. Some venues can never get it, but Henry's just had it without even trying, which is brilliant. This was the old Sullivan's Quay School, and we used to rehearse up there from about, I don't know, 89 to about 92 or something. And this is Finbar, who currently owns it. Finbar, this is Anne.
Finbar.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you. That would have been a place where you bash the tunes out.
Yeah, that's basically the room where we would have come up with our sound, basically, because we just kind of really started. Then
We're really getting a sense in this journey around Cork with both of you is like there's little bits of you in the city everywhere.
Totally.
Yeah, it's mad. It's like It's almost like the city is a museum of your life, you know.
So where shall we go next?
I think we should maybe Crowley's music shop. We would have bought, you know, our strings, our guitars, amps.
Yeah.
So you all know one another for quite a long time, Sheena?
Yeah, going back to the 80s, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, we would have bought like guitars from Sheena's father, Mick, and Sheena herself.
Yeah, my father's ethos was kind of trust and care, you know, and he'd care about them. He'd get to know them over the years and he'd follow them. And I remember my dad used to always kind of perk up when he'd see Paul walking through the door.
Well, Sheena and her father were always very kind to us, you know.
And incredibly encouraging as well. It was, and they'd let you put your posters up for the gigs and all that, so it was brilliant, even though they knew you were rubbish. But then we started getting good and they were even more encouraging.
And of course, Crowley's were famous also that day. I think, did your father sell Rory Gallagher's his first guitar or something like that?
I suppose that's what he was associated with Rory for, will always be because of that, so he sold him the first Fender Strat.
At the age of 9, I got a wooden guitar. And Fender guitar came into Cork, and I was lucky enough, I got it, you know, it's 15 years HP, and served me well, I still have it.
So people just come in here just because my father sold that Strat to Rory.
I have my guitar, which I bought in 1985, I think, and I still have it. And it's like, it's helped me to write every song, practically every song I've ever written.
Yeah. Oh, look who's here.
Oh, yeah.
The young fellas.
See?
What kept you?
Meet Anne.
Other half of the Frank and Walters. Delighted.
And you know Sheena, obviously.
The newest recruits of the Frank and Walters, Cian Corbett since 2005 and Rory Murphy since 2010, are here to join us as we continue our tour of the Rebel City.
We're all going to go on a bus tour around Cork. So now that we have all of the Frank and Walters, maybe we'll get ourselves ready to go. Yeah? Excellent. Up for that?
Yeah.
Sounds great. Great. I know, I could be in the band.
Yeah. You couldn't replace
Sort of orange though, I'm afraid.
Join us after the break as the band become tourists for the afternoon.